Doom.
We're waiting for Ferris to figure out the rest of the theme song, and we're back.
It's only like 4 seconds.
I know it's too. That is awful fast. One note and a little flourish at the end. Back with Rewatchers Council, first time in 2025. First time the original Rewatchers Council has been together in a long time too. I can't even remember the last time we all did an episode together.
I don't know.
Sometime I bet you it's been at least 2024. So there you go.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a while. Everyone, welcome to Rewatchers Council. Oh my god.
I was gonna do my avalanche goal horn, but I deleted it.
Ugh.
I needed space.
Oh my god. Okay, guys, we're here talking season 3, episode 11, Gingerbread. Super fun episode. I love this episode. Buffy the Vampire Slayer. What?
Sorry.
Good job for that. Okay, I liked it. Back with Adelia. Adelia, how are you?
I'm doing well. I really enjoyed this episode. I remembered this episode as I was watching it compared to some of the other episodes I've watched. And I'm like, I don't remember watching this episode ever. But this one I remembered, and it's a lot of fun. So I'm happy to talk about it.
Fantastic. Ferris, how are you?
I'm doing good, Rob. How are you?
I'm doing great. I don't get a round of applause or anything like that.
You know, it's my board.
Hello, Brennan.
Speaking of council member, there you go.
Councilman at large, Brennan Marr in the chat.
Rob, I'm on my Buffy grind, Rob. I'm back. I'm back. I'm better than ever, man. I'm starting to you know what, Rob? You were right. You said, hey, man, seasons 3 to 5, the meat and potatoes, they're pretty good, Ferris. And I was like, you know what, Rob? You've never lied to me before.
Well,
except that one time. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna believe him. You know, and you know what, Rob? You were onto something. I was actually, you know, when we went on holiday hiatus, I got a little antsy. I was like, I need to watch this episode. I was like, no, I can't, because we're gonna come back in after the holidays and we're gonna do it. So I waited. Right. I was getting antsy, man. You know, I was like,
yeah. You seemed a little twitchy. You seemed a little twitchy for a while.
A little twitchy.
Yeah.
It was very twitchy.
It's my fault we didn't have an episode last week. Sorry about that.
That's right. Now we're kind of back on Buffy's schedule again here. Original air date for this one, January 12th, 1999. We're gonna party like it's 99.
Yeah.
For the next little while here, Ferris. Let me tell you, this one, if you couldn't tell, was written by Jane Espenson. This is her second episode. Of course, the first one was Band Candy, so she set a level high, and you know, this is Band Candy high. It's pretty high, maybe not Band Candy. And of course, I have to mention Tanya St. John also wrote the episode with her. Directed by James Whitmore. This last episode was Beauty and the Beasts. Now to the pop culture things. Number one movie at this time, one of Ferris's all-time favorites, I'm sure. A Civil Action starring John Travolta.
It actually is.
Do you like that movie?
It's a very good movie, actually. I quite enjoy it. I went on a John Travolta kick.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago.
Well, I know you're a Grease guy.
Love that movie.
But even like Twist of Fate, even
I mean, let's be clear. Ferris is a Grease 2 guy.
Yes. He's a cool writer, everybody.
Because the message of Grease 1, you have to change yourself to get the attention of another person. Both characters did it. Danny and her did it.
Sure.
But in Grease 2, Sandy. But in Grease 2, it was a strong woman, and she told him what she wanted.
Yeah.
He didn't change himself. He just elevated himself just a little bit. He just put on some leather and rode a motorcycle. But at the end,
he had a helmet.
Yeah, and a helmet. You know what I mean? Who's that guy?
Yeah, he was a cool writer for sure.
Yeah. Don't get us a copyright strike.
All right, sorry, my bad. Shout to Michelle Pfeiffer. Who's a part of my other favorite musical, Hairspray, who John Travolta is also a part of.
Oh my God! Everything's coming around full circle. Yeah. Everything's full circle for Ferris. You guys ready for the number one song in your United States of America? Somehow it's still "I'm Your Angel."
By who?
The less we mention the artist of that song, the better.
Celine Dion and a Despicable Monster. Number one song in the UK was he's gonna look it up. Heartbeat /
There's
Track
I put it in the private chat.
by Steps. I don't know if you ever heard
Oh, yeah.
okay, now he gets
Yeah.
it. Yeah,
Understandable.
yeah, Steps, popular English boy band. Get to do Heartbeat / Tragedy, the Bee Gees song. That was number one. But we missed.
Never heard that one.
What?
Yeah,
It's a great song.
you probably had an entire life to live and couldn't be bothered about hearing an English boy band
Probably.
cover Tragedy. You miss out on the Christmas number one.
Oh,
In
what
the
was the
UK?
Christmas number one?
It was late 90s in England. Can you guess who had the number one Christmas song?
Last Christmas by George Michael.
No, absolutely not.
Oh, okay.
It's,
yes,
I-
very, very definitely. You don't know that.
it's you ready?
Yeah.
It was Goodbye by the Spice Girls. Spice Girls
I was
famous for
gonna
having
guess Spice
the Christmas
Girls,
number
yeah.
ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
Speaking of British musicians,
Sure.
Better Man. Shout out to Robbie Williams.
Got to see him live right up close, and it was incredible. Okay. Number one song in Canada, guys. It's all been done by the Bare Naked Ladies. And on behalf of this great nation, I do apologize.
Yo,
for
who are they?
wasting them on
I
you.
keep hearing their name. I've never listened to their music. Are they good?
I'm not a fan. I know a lot of people are fans. A lot of people in America, they started off as a real big college band, then it grew. You've heard the 1 Week song, I'm sure.
What?
he's touching stuff. Yeah,
Right.
you've heard the Chinese chicken song. So there you go.
Chinese
Yeah.
chicken. Oh,
Yeah.
is that
Yeah.
is that them?
That's
Yeah,
Bare
that's
Naked
them.
Ladies, yeah.
Oh.
Chinese
So I do
chicken
know a
song.
song. I do
That's
know
how,
a song.
I believe that's how Noel Gallagher referred to that song or whatever when someone
The
asked him if
Chinese
he knew
chicken song?
Yeah, don't they have the Chinese chicken song? Now,
Hey man, honestly, I don't understand. Yo, what's so good about Oasis?
how dare you? All right.
You're
DVD
my
synopsis.
Wonderwall.
Oh,
Whatever.
Oh boy. Oh boy. DVD synopsis before I strangle Ferris. After Buffy's mother discovers 2 dead children marked with a symbol linked to the occult, guys, she begins a campaign to rid Sunnydale of witches, which makes sense.
It's a pretty good synopsis.
Yeah. Well, this is the one town where you could say, well, it's probably witches and be right. So yeah.
that was probably my favorite scene in the hallway. She was like, "It's not witches, maybe witches."
All right, to the episode. So we're gonna start out in a spooky playground, guys. And there's one thing that Buffy the Vampire Slayer loves. It's a spooky playground. For some reason, Joyce decides to show up to spectate. She wants to be a part.
What a great mom.
Yeah, this is
She brought her a snack.
She's a
You know what?
she's a single working mom. She's making the time.
If you really think about it, let's break it down. Let's break it down.
Mm-hmm.
She's a great mom. All right. The only reason she was kind of distant early on, she didn't know what was going on. She didn't know that her daughter was saving the world, from apocalyptic damnation and zombies and vampires. I mean, she's, but overall, she's been a very good mom. Shout out to Joyce. I'm pro Joyce.
Well,
Unlike the other mom.
She can. Oh, hey, yeah, she can run hot or cold. Let's say that about Joyce. It depends on how many drinks she has. Am I right, Adelia?
If you ask Giles if she runs hot or cold.
Well, okay. This is a family show. So, poor Joyce,
back, baby. We're back.
Poor Joyce has to watch her kid beat up Mr. Sanderson from the bank.
From the bank. Oh,
yeah, and
from the bank.
She's going to try and deposit him back into hell. But while this is going on, Joyce wanders around. She finds the bodies of 2 dead kids, one of whom has a mark on a palm.
They both do.
Well, I just see the one or whatever when it's lying down in that spinny thing. Now, Cops arrive, guys. For some reason, Joyce is just allowed to spectate everything, which I
She's just a
found.
witness.
Well, she's a witness, but she's there throughout the entire ordeal, just sitting in the same spot, which I thought was odd. I don't think many people who've witnessed a murder or whatever just stand there. And if, well, maybe it's also maybe she's shocked by this. You can tell she's affected. Buffy apologizes to her. She has to see this stuff. And Joyce, he promises she's going to find whoever did this. And Joyce reminds her that she can't make it right, though, which is unfortunately, the Slayer's motto. Like, we'll get them, but we can't make it right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So next day, she reports what happens to Giles. He asks if they weren't vampires. She said there's no marks, but there was a symbol. And she, I guess, memorized it and was able to reproduce it for him. Much better artist than I would have had this thing way off just by looking at it. Like, I don't know if it's like a triangle with even if it's not even that hard of a thing or whatever to draw. I wouldn't be able to do it. Giles wonders if it's actually a thing they're looking for. He wonders if it might be a sign of ritual murder, guys. A human being could do this, and Buffy is unhappy. She wants to find a loophole into the Buffy doesn't kill people rule.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she should.
Is that a rule?
Once in a while, there's a loophole for her, though.
I don't think that's a rule.
Well, she's mentioned it. Giles tries to pull her back a little bit. It's personal because her mom's involved. She asks him to find them again, but this says please this time, which is nice. We got to find these guys, please. It's always nice to use your manners, Ferris. I don't have you know.
I say please.
Yeah. We go to. That's good. That's a good thing. Lunch at line time. Oz and Xander are friends again.
No, they're not. They're not friends.
Well, they're friendly. They're friendly over burritos.
No. Oz is tolerating him because he's been friends with the other two for years.
I think that's
Oz don't like the guy.
But I think you could say that same thing about Oz and a lot of people, that he just tolerates them. That's just the kind of the guy he is.
He did love someone, and then she ripped his heart out and stomped it out in front of him. You know what I mean? So is that.
Well,
but he's but his love for her is so strong. He's back. You know what I mean?
He is back, baby.
And quite honestly, man, I don't like Xander either.
Nobody does.
I hated him before the Willow situation. He just shut the fuck up. All right.
Did you ever watch that video essay on how Xander's the worst character in TV history?
Yeah,
I didn't.
Yeah, I watched it, and then there's all kinds of the ranking things and stuff like that. Problem, a lot of people, of course. I think this comes out much later too. I don't know if it happened actually while the show was going on, but ever since all the interviews and stuff like that started coming out, where Xander is basically the showrunner. That's who he made as basically his avatar in the show. And people have that, who they know who that person is.
That makes more sense now.
That's what I think. I'm not a doctor. I'm definitely not paid like a doctor. I can tell you.
It's like when you watch a Steven Spielberg movie, the parents are always divorced and there's never kissing because his mom scarred him when he was a kid because she cheated on his father.
Awful. Anyways, back to the show.
I got that all from the Fablemans.
Oh, okay. So they go find Willow and Amy. We're having lunch together. Nice to see Amy. Amy's got a new hairdo, which is, nice. There's a little uncomfortable pause now, and Oz asks Willow where she's been. Of course, Xander awkwardly says it's not with him. This is gonna be the tail end of this. There might be a couple other things, but we're getting to the end of this whole little bit. Oz does seem to enjoy the squirming here, though, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
We learned that it's Buffy's birthday next week. She then shows up, tells them about what happened at the playground. Everyone, of course, is shocked. Xander asks a pertinent question here. Why was your mom there? Buffy tells him. Then Willow seems jealous that her mom actually takes an interest in her activities. And then Joyce shows up for some reason. So,
Yeah. Why is Joyce coming to the school?
why is she going to the playground in the middle of the night? There's lots of things about Joyce
There's
that are just odd.
lots of questions.
Oh, the
Yes.
one in the playground makes sense because she was with Buffy, and then Buffy told her to stay over there, and
Yep.
you know, so she wandered off.
I don't think Joyce showing up while Buffy's on patrol makes any sense. But
No, not that time.
I think it
But,
does,
you know,
because she's trying to connect. I think she's trying to connect.
you can connect during
And
daytime
now
hours.
and now she knows that what she does at night. Now she knows what she does at night. So she's like, let me connect with her in her natural environment, watching her kill vampires.
Yeah. It's
Sure.
it's an
Mr.
American.
Sanderson's in the bank.
Yeah.
It's an American tradition. Now, what she's there for, Ferris, is she wants to know if Buffy talked to Mr. Giles about who could have done any of this stuff. Buffy tells her.
Can I just say it's so weird every time someone calls him Mr. Giles?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fair.
Because like it's his last name.
Especially
His last name, but Giles is also a first name, so it sounds weird. Yeah.
Well, also, I
know.
think maybe she could be a little bit more personable when it comes to a Mr. Giles, if you know what I mean.
As someone with two first names, I understand.
Yeah, I got 3. He tells her it might be Douglas.
Robert. Yeah, damn. Okay.
There you go.
I see a snark.
It's Scottish. That's all we know. Just first names. So Joyce asks, like witches, when he tells her it's like the occult, like jumps on that witches thing real quick. Willow and Amy here are noticeably uncomfortable, which is fun. Joyce tells them that she knows they think it's cool and that they dabble in it. Then wonders whoever could do that isn't cool. They're monsters. Then Joyce leaves. Buffy follows. Willow laments her mom doesn't even care about her curricular activities, if you know what I mean. We're going to get into Willow's mom here quick. We never get to see her dad, though, which is weird. Anyways, Joyce is back to talking to Buffy in the hall, asking if her friends were going to help. Buffy tells her it's not the best place to talk about this. Joyce asks if she's embarrassed to talk to her. Well, the answer is yeah. She's still a teenage girl, and it's the hallway of the school where she's not even really popular. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Also,
yeah.
Don't be telling people that we had like we got vampires and death. Like, what's wrong with you, woman? Like, what are you doing? Like,
these guys are all willfully blind to this. For goodness' sakes.
I mean, to be fair, Ferris, they do walk through the hallways of this school talking about all this stuff all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
I know, but they're teenagers. No one gives a damn what the hell the teenagers are talking about. But when an adult start talking about it,
especially other teenagers,
exactly.
I can only think of one other time that there was a parent around or whatever. It was, I think it was in the dream one or whatever with that jock or whatever. Anyways, so Joyce still obsessing over who could have done this. Buffy tells her that she could help Giles, study in the library about it. Joyce skips right past that.
Yeah.
Turns out she told everyone she knows what happened. They called everyone they know. They did the phone game, and now they're gonna go vigilizing. What is it? Vigilizing. Vigilantism. Vigilizing.
They're at a vigil.
They're having a vigil, so they're going vigilizing. There you go.
They're having a vigil and they eulogize. You know what? I don't care, Rob.
Yeah.
Eulogize.
Eulogizing. Thank you, Adelia.
I like saying vigilize because they're having a vigil, and I don't know. Yeah, they're gonna have.
You're wrong. You're wrong.
Kids.
Right. You're wrong again. You're wrong. See, this why.
Listen, this is Canadian English. Canadian English. I'm gonna call it. Anyway, this is all gonna happen at City Hall tonight.
Is it just?
It's like adding the U in color. It's like adding the U in color. It's the same thing. So even the mayor is gonna be at this vigil, guys. Pretty important stuff. Buffy tells her she's used to a small amount of people helping her out. Joyce doesn't think there will be too many. And of course, we go straight to an absolutely packed City Hall. They even have the signs saying never again and pictures of these kids. Buffy and Willow are there. Also, here we go. Surprisingly to Willow, her mother Sheila's going to be there.
Oh, her name is Sheila?
Sheila. Yeah. Oh. Sheila Rosenberg.
I missed that.
She's played by
I keep
Jordan.
missing things and stuff I watch.
Well, that's fine. That's why we talk about it here on the show. She's played by Jordan Baker.
Sheila Rosenberg. That's her
That's
name.
it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's done a single episodes of a ton of shows. Law and Order, of course, Frasier, West
Ooh,
Wing.
Frasier.
Yeah. FBI, Blue Bloods.
What?
Tons of
I've
stuff.
probably
Tons
seen
of
her.
stuff.
Probably.
Yeah. You've seen this one. She's been in hundreds of things. It's crazy. So she says hi to her and Bunny, which is
Very funny.
I laughed out loud when she said
Yeah.
that.
all the friends that Willow has. She can't get Buffy, right? Anyways, she compliments Willow's new hairstyle that Willow reminds her she got done in August. It's January when this is taking place here. She then says hi to Joyce. Then Giles shows up first. He gets a little more stammery than usual. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
She says it's been a while. He mumbles, not since, no, not since. Well, not for a while. You know what I mean?
See,
Sheila
I'd rather have Joyce as my mother. Okay. So
Sheila wants to know the rumor. Oh boy. Not
Ooh.
about Joyce and Giles, about witches, guys. Turns out she just wrote a paper about the rise of mysticism in adolescence. But before
How
she goes on,
convenient.
lucky. It's lucky. Before she goes on, the mayor speaks. He thanks everyone for coming out. Explains he knows the community has unfortunate occurrences, which is a good way to put it.
That's one way to put it.
Yeah. And he vows that the good people of the town won't rest until justice is served. Did you like my little politician thing? I thought that was
Okay,
pretty good.
I have
Yeah.
a question.
Okay, yes.
Is he a vampire?
Then I'm just going to
The
go
mayor?
past this.
Yeah.
Yep, we're going to
We
go past this.
we will get to that in this
Okay.
season.
We're
Okay.
going to get past this. He then holds up a sign that pledges the words never again. Of course, there's thunderous applause, just like when Ferris introduces himself. Now, the one thing the mayor hates is killing kids, Ferris.
Yeah,
Can't
I think a lot of
Hates
people don't.
Absolutely hates it.
He
Yeah.
can't stand it. So then he introduces Joyce. Joyce rebuffs what he says it's not a good town. And lists some of the terrible things that happen in that town, like neck ruptures, which is a nice way to put it. She tells them that silence is the town's disease. She says it belongs to monsters and witches again, and slayers, guys. Oh boy. I don't think Buffy was very happy to be included
No.
with that list. Giles seems surprised as well. So she says the grown-ups need to take Sunnydale back, which is Joyce getting right up there. Anyways, we cut to a ritual because, of course, somebody had to be at fault for this. Amy and Willow were at this one, as well as an as yet unnamed cohort. They sit on a carpet with that same symbol, the one that was found on that little girl in the playground. Oh boy. So 100% it's Witch's fault. And Amy and Willow are going down for this, I'm afraid.
I knew at that exact moment it was a redirect because there was no way they'd kill kids.
Yeah.
No.
Like what great misdirection. Because for a minute I was like, what? And I told Adelia, Willow killed her. And Adelia was like, lovingly said, Ferris, use your brain. Don't be an idiot.
So we go to the school the next day. That as yet unnamed other witch was Michael. I guess he's Warlock, and he's played Blake Sennett. He did 6 episodes of Third Rock from the Sun. He did. I was Ferris. I don't know if you would have known this, but he did 16 episodes of Boy Meets World.
I kind of remember that.
Wait, who?
The kid that played Michael? The other witch?
The third witch or the Warlock of the two.
He was in Boy Meets World?
16 episodes. Like not he wasn't just a one-off guy. He was there for a while, almost the whole season. Anyways,
which version of Boy Meets World?
No idea.
There's only one version of Boy Meets World.
When I mean by that, I mean like elementary school, teenagers, or like college?
I don't
Oh.
remember which, but
Okay.
I've seen
he was definitely in
zero
it.
of that show.
I like
Anyways,
the reason I like that show is what throughout the years they changed the theme song to fit the age kids.
oh,
The
really?
age of the kids. Yeah, they did. So like, when they were children, it's Corey as a child seeing the world like, oh. Then when they were teenagers, it was like this like cool,
Just like darkness.
yeah, it was like, no, this is cool. Like it was like this cool
Goth
guitar riff.
music.
It was
I
like this
like
cool
it.
guitar riff. It was like, no, Boy Meets World. And when they were in college, it was like, it's the famous Boy Meets World, like that shit.
You went all the way to college. Oh boy. Anyways,
They did. That show was on for a long time.
He punched his brother in the show.
Oh.
All right,
Well,
let's get back to Buffy.
Yeah, shout out to Michael. I don't know where you were, Michael.
Welcome back to the Boy Meets World Rewatchers Council. Anyways, Michael is getting bullied for being different, guys.
We don't want to do that show. That's not what we're
Voodoo
gonna say.
witchcraft by a jock and his jock bros. Amy tries defending him. He says that Michael has to learn a lesson, though, and if she gets in his face, she will do lots of jock guys wanting to beat up girls in this show. This is something that's going to continue, like even in the next episode, if I remember right. Anyways, Buffy shows up, and they get smart and walk away. Then Cordy shows up. Tell Buffy.
Nice to see Cordelia.
Yes, she shows up to tell Cordy that everyone knows that witches killed those kids, and that Michael and Amy are both witches, and that if you hang with freaks and losers, expect badness, because she knows from experience. I think that was very biting. She always nails it on the head, though. Ah, she's so good. Then she walks off, then turns to tell Buffy that it was a pointed comment, which I
think we got that already, Cordelia. I don't think you need to say
Buffy,
that.
Buffy certainly got it. She gets it. Anyways, Giles has been watching for some reason. Buffy says to her, witches didn't do it. And this is when, of course, Giles then tells her that, yeah, they may have done it. Pretty sure that the symbol he's pretty sure what that symbol means. And Willow borrowed the book that has that info, though. So there you go. Oh, my God. The implications. The implications, guys. Buffy
the misdirects in this episode are pretty good.
Buffy finds Xander, asks if he's seen Willow. He again gets defensive. Turns out, but he does know that she is in the bathroom right at this moment. He asks if man's not innocent until proven guilty. Of course, she has to remind him that you were.
He is guilty.
Yeah, yeah. He's more worried about the future guilt for some reason, though. He says Oz has a pointed silence around him. It's more of a non-verbal verbal. Buffy looks at Willow's books and sees a drawing that looks very familiar to her. You know what I want?
Yeah.
The exact same book that Giles was looking for. Anyways, Buffy tells her that symbol was on the kids. Then there's a commotion. Snyder has invited the police to go through the students' lockers. You don't see the cops often, but usually they're at.
They came in guns blazing, man. They're
pretty buddy with Snyder, it seems. Anyways, they're all looking for occult paraphernalia.
Yeah.
Xander rightly compares it to Nazi Germany, but he's more worried about his playboys.
Of course.
Why would he have playboys at school? I don't get it.
Because he's Xander.
Yeah.
Well, that's also a common teenager thing back in the 90s and the 80s and the 70s.
I don't know that having them at school is.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, it is. You never. All right, I'm not gonna do this.
Anyways, Snyder calls it a glorious day for principals everywhere, which is fun.
He would think that, yeah.
Yeah. Oz says they've taken 3 kids away already. Amy gets taken away. Then Willow has stuff in her locker. Cordelia isn't happy that they're going through her stuff. Willow tells her the stuff she has.
$45 hairspray. I was like, Cordelia.
In the 90s.
Now,
in
that
the
would
90s.
be too much. In the 90s, that's insane.
Well, things are going to keep getting worse for Cordelia, too.
You know what, man? It was worth it. Shout to her.
Willow tells her tells Buffy that the stuff she has is harmless and that symbol was part of a protection spell she was going to do for her birthday, but now that she knows it isn't going to work, Willow then gets taken away. They're also starting to confiscate Giles's books. Buffy tells him that the symbol's harmless. Giles finds the irony not being able to research it. He wonders why, since Snyder's interfered before, why he's taking these books now. Then calls him a homunculus. Do you know what a homunculus is?
Yeah,
I had to look it up.
No.
it's an ape. It's like a
No,
monkey.
it's an artificial human made of dirt.
Oh, what the hell was I thinking of?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm more interested in what you thought of homunculus.
No, I thought one of the homunculus was like one of the the ape evolutions. Like there's Homo neanderthal, Homo sapien.
I'm fairly certain it's not.
No, that is incorrect. Anyways, Snyder shows up while this is going on. Giles tells him to get him and his marauders out of there. Snyder rightfully asks how blood rites and sacrifices are appropriate for a school library. You can't deny the man's life.
You can't argue with that.
That's a true thing, he tells them. Then tells them if they lay a finger on him, they're gonna have to deal with Moo.
Homo habilis.
Oh, that's very close.
Yeah. Sorry.
So Moo is a powerful new group called Mothers Opposed to the Occult.
Hi,
Issue is founded by Joyce Summers. Now, Moo, Mothers Against the Occult.
Opposed to the occult.
Or Mothers Opposed to the Occult. Wouldn't it have just been easier to call it motto? Like, well, you have to go with Moo. Motto is right there.
Can we talk about how he reveals it's Moo? And he's like, it's Moo. And he's like, Moo? What kind of? And Buffy's like, what kind of stupid person made it that?
Yeah,
he's
you
like,
call her mom.
Yeah, and you call her mom. And I'm like,
Speaking of moms, guys. Speaking of moms, Willow gets home, and her mom wants to talk. This is new. Willow tries to explain. Sheila says she doesn't have to, as it's not really a surprise, and then tells her that identifying with mythical icons is typical of her age group. I don't know if that's correct or not. I don't think
it is.
She just wishes she identified with something less icky. Right.
Yeah.
Willow wants her mom to see her as her kid, not a focus group. Willow tells her that she can do spells. Sheila doesn't believe her. Will and her haven't had a meaningful conversation in years, it seems. Sheila grounds her. Says, she's had enough. Will's upset for being grounded for the first time she ever steps out of line. Her mom, mustn't have found out about all that hacking and stuff like she was doing it to City Hall. Like she was never always the good girl, that Willow Rosenberg. She then tries to tell her mom that she's a rebel. She keeps laughing it off. She says she doesn't need to act out to prove her specialness. Like I need to go say something. And this is, I love Sheila Rosenberg. I thought she was great. I wish we got more of her. We'll get to that in a little bit. Anyways, Willow says that she's not. Go ahead.
I love how she throws in here that she's dating a musician.
Yes. She says she's a witch. She tells her mom what she started doing. Her dating a musician. That's what makes her mom cringe.
What?
Yeah. When she says she's dating a musician,
listen here, Willow Rosenberg. You can bring the dead back.
Mm-hmm.
You'll never date a bass player.
No, you can kill kids, but no, he's a lead guitarist. He's a lead guitarist, a bass player.
I said bass player just for the comedic effect.
If you would have said drummer makes facts.
No, drummers are cool. Drummers
100% agree on drummer.
No one thinks Pete Wentz is cool. All right, I'm sorry. So
I mean, there are actually a lot of people that think Pete Wentz is cool.
Well, those people.
I think Ferris secretly thinks Pete Wentz is cool. Anyway, she tells her
that who says Ringo's his favorite Beatle.
What?
I mean, that is true. You do.
Even though I don't care about the Beatles, but Ringo is my favorite Beatle.
How dare you? First Oasis, then the Beatles. All right, I'm moving on.
I know. We've had the Beatle argument several times.
Willow tells her mom that she worships Beelzebub. Her mom's had enough now. Tells her to go to her room. And the changes are coming. Changes coming to the Rosenberg household, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's not allowed to hang out with her friends or speak to Bunny Summers ever again. And she has, It's too bad. Now, Bunny is being told not to talk with Willow again by her mom. Buffy accuses her of the locker raid. Joyce doesn't deny it. How much power, how much pull does she have in 2 days?
How does Joyce suddenly have all this power?
Yeah.
It was, like, she was like, well, guys. She is influential in the art scene because
Yes,
she is
true. She has that.
an art curator. So she probably knows a lot of.
She has the gallery.
Yeah, and powerful people, they like their art. I don't know why, but they do.
They got those masks. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And then
That turn people into zombies.
Okay, well, yes, we can talk about those masks as well. But
Mhm.
yeah, like, so
Well,
she probably use her connections in the art world to get, the powerful people in the art world. Probably know cops, probably know Schneider, probably know
Yep.
the mayor. Boom, there it
that's
is.
right. Worst. Anyways, now Moo wants to go and censor the inappropriate material in school.
I can't take that acronym seriously when every time you say it. Sorry.
I'm gonna keep
I
saying.
loved how Joyce had like a button on already that said "moo."
Those.
Very
Yeah.
funny.
How fast did they get them buttons
Probably has like a button press or something somewhere. Anyway,
Is that a thing?
yeah,
It's not a thing.
they want to censor all the inappropriate
That's how they make
material.
buttons.
They-
Buttons
how do
like
they-
that, I'm sure they're pressed together somehow, Ferris.
Yeah, but then how do they make sure that the little pin on the back doesn't break?
It's magic. It's magic. It's actually done by witchcraft, which is,
they
don't see the irony. They don't see the irony in it, which is crazy. So it terrifies her to think.
No Vista print now, ain't it?
Yep. It terrifies her to think that innocent people are going to read those witchcraft books at the school. Buffy sympathizing with her, but tells her mom to let her just do her job. Joyce asks if Sunnydale is actually getting any better with her doing her fruitless work down there.
Basically,
when you think about all the things that Buffy has prevented, Sunnydale could be a hell of a lot worse right now.
Oh, yeah, it could be worse. So she's, perturbed by this. I think it does sit in the back of her head, and she's going to have a conversation with someone in a minute or whatever where she lets it out. But she mentions that maybe the next time the world is going to get sucked into hell, the book she needs won't be on the approved list, which is biting because it's true.
Shout out to the restraint she showed. I would have been like, man, shut up, mom.
Well, she's already tried that once. It didn't work out well.
Yeah, it's a good point.
She'd go work in a diner for a few
months.
Yeah. Joyce
and then she found that one girl that she knew about.
Yep.
Yeah.
And now she's her, which is
now she's right. Yes.
Yep. So Joyce apologizes for insulting Buffy's duty. Buffy leaves, points out how dumb Moo sounds. So there you go. You got some. You got Buffy in your corner here.
Right. Good job, Buffy.
Joyce starts talking to herself now, but how she just wants to make things better. Then we get to see two previously alive kids telling her that she's is making them better by sending the bad people away, and that she needs to hurt them, like what happened to them. And Joyce just nods her head in approval.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't like it when we see dead people become unalive people that aren't vampires on this show. It's very weird. It's very creepy.
Well, hold on to your hats because we got a few seasons left to go. Anyways,
I know.
Buffy gets to the memorial set up in the playground. She's joined now by Angel, and this is he finds it weird that people are talking to him about what's going on. But what people? What people are talking? Like he's saying,
Are they just
people.
stopping him on the street to talk?
Exactly. This is the loner broody guy. They're just stopping. Hey,
excuse me, Mister. Did you hear about those two dead kids that happened in the park? Like, no. Like what? What are you talking about here, man?
Yeah, exactly.
Egomaniac.
Buffy's back to looking like she's deeply affected by everything. And Angel says this is all different since they're innocent children. It hits harder. But he tells her it makes a difference what she's doing. She tells him what her mom said about being a fruitless slayer. She says she never truly wins and equates it to sticking fingers in ducks. She can't ever,
can't get these phrases.
These parables. You can't ever get the parable right. He reminds her it's important to keep fighting and that he learned it from her. He learns a lot of things from her for a guy who's 240 years older than her. You know what I mean? He says you fight for things like those kids and their parents. And then something kind of clicks on Buffy with this. So something starts dawning on her. But first we go over to Giles. He's arguing once again with his computer. It's 1999. Okay, Giles, come on. You know, you're a librarian. What else do you do all day?
Yeah.
Anyways, Oz and Xander have found his books, but they're locked up.
Bring back Mrs.
What?
Mrs. got her neck broke. What her name? I don't remember her name is.
Jenny?
Oh, Jenny?
Mrs. Calendar?
Man, Miss Calendar would have just.
Well, she tried to help him out with it, but
yeah, she tried to. No. He can't differentiate from the enter button and the down button. Well, this man needs a book in his hand.
Yeah, he's a smart guy. You can look. There's probably a book about computers somewhere. Anyways, so it turns out the Bucks are locked up. Buffy comes in, asking for details about these kids. Where did they go to school? Who are their parents? You know what I mean?
What are their names?
What are their names?
What the heck are their names? Where did those pictures come from? Oz attempts to find info online in Willow's absence. In lieu of calling, because of the whole grounding thing. So then it dawns on him. He just emails her. Then they start finding similar occurrences throughout history happening every 50 years, which is unfortunate.
What a nice round number.
Yeah. So 1949's picture.
I found it funny that the first one they find from 1949 was in Omaha.
Yeah, Omaha.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, Well, you should know what it's like. 1949's picture quality was quite good, if you ask me.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Then they find a whole bunch of other articles and illustrations going back all the way to 1649, and those 1649 drawings are pretty spot on too.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Considering,
they could draw, man.
Who's doing these drawings back then, and who's putting them online? Anyways, and how fast are they finding them? Ridiculous. But anyways,
yeah,
they even discovered their names. Hans and Greta Strauss. Adelia.
As soon as they said that, I was like, oh, I get the title of this episode now.
Yeah, it's a little on the nose. Sheila now walks in.
Catches her.
Upset that Willow isn't minding her. She takes her laptop, tells her that she's been closed-minded about Willow's witchcraft, and now she finally believes her. And has to let her go with love, guys. Which is a nice thing to say, isn't it?
No.
She leaves and locks the door. That isn't going with love. That's going with suspicion. Back in the library, Giles tells the Scoops that the fairy tales are real. As Oz, succinctly puts it. Buffy catches on with Hansel and Gretel. Yes, we caught him before her. So there you go. Giles tells them some demons rather watch humans destroy themselves than actively participate, which is kind of fun. Not only with that Gingerbread house, but Salem as well. You know what I mean? Xander tells everyone he's going to trade his cow in for some magic beans, which is fine. I think it's smart.
Hey, good. Yeah.
And now that you know this, why not? Buffy is about to fill her mom in on the news. When pretty badly beaten Michael shows up, stumbles in. He tells him that his dad and his dad's friends beat him up. People are getting dragged from their homes now.
Yo, I'm sorry, man. When he came in and he said that, I laughed out loud.
That he got beat up by his dad and his friends?
Why are you laughing about that?
Because it caught me off guard. Because I saw him get beat up. I thought it was the bullies who beat him up, right? I was like, oh. But then when they're like, who beat you up? And he didn't say, oh, those bullies. And he said, my dad and his friends. I was like, what?
Oh my gosh.
Not sure that would induce laughter from me.
Who is the real monster here? Unbelievable. Anyways, so they're starting to set up ridiculous. They're setting up a trial.
Paris.
Yeah, too bad.
That
is how is this remotely funny?
Funny. That is not at all funny.
What the hell is the matter?
No, it's not.
Child abuse is so
Child
hilarious.
abuse is not funny, Ferris.
No, child abuse is not funny. But that was out of left field. They just threw me off.
I thought he was going to say except. I thought he was going to say it's not funny, except
Except for
Monster.
one case. No.
Ridiculous.
Ferris, you're insane.
Yeah. Anyways,
No, yeah. Like, come on. Like, they set it up like, oh, the bullies are gonna beat him up, and he gets beat up, and we're like, the bullies beat him up, and then he says, "No, my father and his friends."
Yeah, I was horrified, Ferris. I
That's
wasn't
worse.
laughing.
That is
over
worse.
that.
monster.
All
Anyways,
right, until Ferris can rejoin us, I'm taking him out. 'Cause that's ridiculous.
yeah, he's going to take some time to compose himself here. All right. So, they've set up a trial at City Hall here. Amy's there. Giles and Buffy head to her house. He tells Michael to stay in his office. Xander and Oz head over to Willow's. But Sheila's come back to her room with some good old moo pals. Tells Willow to get her coat because it's a little chilly out. Which is a nice, motherly thing to say.
Very nice of her.
It's time to go, she tells her. And when Willow asks where, her mom says, I said, get your coat, witch.
Yeah, she's mad aggressive.
Yeah, Willow slams the door shut. Buffy and Giles arrive over at the summer abode. Joyce is hosting more mooers. She has to speak to her mom alone. Joyce walks over. Somehow, Joyce Summers has the strength to chloroform her superhero daughter.
Yeah, didn't get this part at all.
Yeah, and this rag, she must have just been sitting around with for a while.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's a mother's intuition, a mother's strength, a mother's love.
Yeah, you've heard that to save their child, mothers will lift a truck off of them.
Exactly.
But to render them unconscious,
just as strong.
Yeah, just as strong.
Exactly.
The maternal instinct is there. Anyways, then Giles gets grabbed. Joyce tells Hansel and Gretel that they were right. They tell her she still needs to be to get rid of those bad girls and make them go away forever. Buffy listens to this before just deciding to pass out. I say deciding. It's not like the rag was still on her face. She had the rag on for like a second, then she went and watched this thing and said, I'm out. So Oz and Xander arrive at Willow's. Her mom's been her room's been trashed, I should say. Then we cut to City Hall, where they're set to burn Amy, Willow, and a still unconscious Buffy. And that was good chloroform at the stake, guys. Inside, mind you, like they don't have a courtyard in this place. They decided they're gonna do the burning inside
in City Hall. Yeah,
they're a bunch of firebugs. Anyways, Willow pleads for Buffy to wake up. Meanwhile, Cordelia's slapping an unconscious Giles awake. Guys, I'm putting it on the board, and
another one for the board. Yeah,
another one for the board.
This is basically the inspiration for this board. We got this right here. He wakes up, blocks yet another slap, tells him that things are out of control. Her mom has taken her black clothes and her scented candles, guys. Poor Cordelia. Nothing's going her way.
Nope.
She wanted Buffy to stop everything, so she went over there. She then asked the most important question of the entire series so far. How many times have you been knocked out anyways? Well, by our count, 11. He's been knocked out 11 times so far.
Over double digits, baby.
Over double digits now. We should have done
have tremendous CTE.
Yeah, him and Xander. Xander hasn't had it easy though either. Anyways,
I want to open Giles' brain up, and I want to see how mushy it is.
Yeesh.
That's weird.
Yeah. She then tells him one more time he'll wake up you get knocked out one more time, he's going to wake up in a coma, which is, interesting. It's an interesting
interesting phrase from Cordelia.
My
it's
favorite-
interesting for her to
my-
say it. For
My
sure.
favorite reaction is like he's like, wake up in a coma. What? You know what? I'm not even gonna do this.
Mm.
I'm not gonna do this.
He tells her they need to save Buffy from Hansel and Gretel, which makes Cordy question how hard she was slapping him, which was pretty funny.
That was funny, yeah.
Oz and
There's no good
Xander.
reason.
Oz and Xander get to City Hall. They run into some middle-aged tough guys here. You know what I mean? And they tell them that they're on their side, but Oz kind of blows it by informing them that they're all nuts. So they run off. Buffy wakes up. Her mom's
you
ready
think-
to do some burning. Go ahead.
You think those were Michael's dad and his friends?
I was thinking about that. As soon as you started laughing, I wanted to kind of rush by this so that I didn't know if you'd recovered yet. And
Continue.
doesn't seem like yeah. Anyways, yes, Joyce is ready to do some burning. She tells Buffy that she just wanted a normal daughter, but she got her instead. This is where Sheila brings her the torch. You know, I'm just saying, like, if we could have had like a spin-off of just like Sheila and Joyce, either A, Sheila and Joyce going around Sunnydale solving simple mysteries, or B, basically Sheila and Joyce are like Kate and Allie, like the two, like maybe something happens between the Rosenbergs, they split, and then Joyce and Sheila move into an apartment together. I think that would be a fun show, but
That would have been fun, yeah.
Like
it would only
the Odd Couple.
well, it would have lasted a couple of seasons, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Anyways. Yes. So, anyways, Joyce appreciates Sheila for being such a champ through these trying times. They want to stay close. Sheila's all for it. Yeah. Like
They wanted
How do
to
we
get
not
lunch.
get-
They wanted to get
how do
lunch
we
together.
not get Sheila Rosenberg one more time? Like, this is the only time she's ever on the show. It drives me nuts.
It's
There's a lot of things that
weird that we never got Sheila back, yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyways, the two of them are now happily going to light their daughter's, pyre. Amy's had it. Begins an incantation, worrying Buffy here. There's a bunch of flashes of light. And Amy's a rat, guys. Amy is finally a rat. She scurries off. Yeah. Buffy complains that she didn't turn her and Willow rats first, I think maybe they got off easily with this one. Now,
I think they did.
yeah,
they
Willow threatens them a little emptily here. Buffy tries to help some spectators, begin to weaken. They're starting to think, well, maybe this isn't right. But Hansel and Gretel remind them of their promise, and this is like the biggest promise they've ever made to anyone ever. Cordy now in the Giles mobile. He's having her mix a potion while he drives. It's like, why didn't we get more scenes of just these two as well? Gosh. Anyways, he's trying to remember a German incantation that should lift the veil from the demons and show their true form. Cordy's not impressed with the ingredient here with a toadstone.
This doesn't look like a toad. It was in a toad.
And it came from inside it. I don't know what toadstone is, but it doesn't sound good. Xander and Oz looking for open doors in this city hall. They have somehow ditched the angry old man. They probably, after 2 minutes or whatever. I know as a middle-aged guy, I would only chase after kids for about that long. So all this is making sense, is what I'm saying. At least this part is like mathematically working out. Anyways, Oz hears Willow cry for help, and they think it came from above, so they climb into the ventilation shafts, just like it's a Die Hard. Now, fire's starting to get higher. Buffy trying to reason with her mom. Joyce says she deserves this fate. She messed with some unnatural forces, so she had to get punished, which is, you could send her to a room without dinner. Isn't that a typical thing? Like,
Take away some electronics.
Yeah, you can't take away the car. You can't take away the car keys. Buffy's not allowed to drive, and she's no good at it right now, anyways. So,
yeah,
anyways.
burning them at the stake sounds a bit aggressive.
Sounds just a bit aggressive.
Cordy and Giles finally get there. He takes a hairpin from her, begins to pick the lock. She does think, he was a little hooligan back in the day. Yeah, Buffy and Willow are saying their goodbyes to each other now, but Giles gets through. Cordy grabs the fire hose, puts it on the moose, Starts spraying
Great
down
decision.
the moose. Buffy asks if she could actually put out the fire that is killing both her and Willow at that
Because
moment.
Willow catches on
Yeah.
fire.
I just like they have the dub voice go, oh yeah.
Yeah.
So Xander and Oz are still crawling their way through. Giles finishes his little incantation, then throws the potion at the kids, who just hug and then grow into a single tall, ugly demon. Veil successfully lifted here. No one kills the bad girls like it demands, which is good. They all run away. It charges at Buffy. And once again, one of these things with Buffy where she doesn't do any of the work. A demon impales itself because all she does is break the little stake off or whatever, the pyre thing, lean over, and the thing runs itself through the neck.
Oh.
Yeah.
Through the neck.
Gross.
And he had a running, he had more than enough time to swerve.
Yeah.
Swerve.
It's like that Austin Powers thing. It's like, no. Still running through the neck.
The demons are not smart.
No. I read on the BBC they had to edit that part out with the thing actually going through the guy. Yeah. Anyways, not great.
It was a pretty good set piece.
Yeah. Then Oz and Xander fall through the ceiling.
That was funny.
Yeah.
That was funny.
We cut to Willow and Buffy back in Willow's room. She's doing a new spell for her. Sheila's gotten the Sunnydale thing where she's forgotten everything now, except, of course, that she's dating a musician, even if he is.
So now Oz has to come for dinner.
Yeah, they have to go over dinner at the Rosenbergs. It'll be nice. They ask, Hecate to withdraw, but Amy's still a rat, guys. Buffy suggests getting her a wheel thingy, and that's how the episode ends. And guys, that took a long time. You
think they got her a wheel thingy?
Well, we'll find out next episode. Next episode, almost the exact, still great, a great episode next week. I have a feeling that Adelia is going to be very uncomfortable with a lot of the scenes in this next episode. Although it's fantastic, the Watchers Council actually show up on this one. It's Buffy's birthday, so of course that's going to get probably celebrated, you would think, right? And definitely one of the top 5 creepiest bad guys that they go up against. It's Helpless. Helpless next week, and I can't wait to talk about it, guys. Thanks for talking about Gingerbread with me. Now, Ferris, your thoughts on child abuse? Go ahead.
Not okay.
Thank goodness.
Goodness. Thank you for clearing that up.
Not okay.
All right, Ferris, what are you up to in good old LGRN land?
Tomorrow we're gonna have a pre-tape show of Good Friends Better Rivals at 3. Outside of that, nothing.
He's just chilling.
Just chilling here. Yeah, I've been thinking of bringing back an old show that we used to have.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that.
I'm racking my brain, but I can't think of it. Anyways, we're gonna go on. Adelia, how about you?
Well, you can find me Tuesday at 5 p.m. Pacific on a new Starting 11. We've got 2 match weeks to cover from the English Premier League. By the time that we come back, we were off this past week because it was an FA Cup weekend. That's me and Snark over on the sports channel. You can find a link to that channel in the description of this episode. You can also find a link to this channel in the description of this episode. Please do subscribe. We appreciate it. Also, like and share the video. That would really help us out. Thank you.
Sure.
North London forever.
Oh boy.
North London is red.
Yeah. Well, what's the other one? Lily White. Yeah, red's fine. Okay, so
there's one team in Fulham, and it's Fulham.
How do you cut the mic, guys? Anyways, we're almost LGRN After Snark is also returning this weekend. Danny and I are going to talk about the final few episodes of Skeleton Crew. I think we're going to get into what we want to watch on TV in 2025 as well. Just whatever else we're going to talk about. We have a topic. and then just we seem to get to it at some point. So that'll be a lot of fun as well. Thanks, guys, so much, and thanks for waiting for the Rewatchers Council to come back. I'm glad it's back, and we will see all of you as I remember to play this other button next time, guys.